Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. I've had quite a busy week this week. Even although the weather's been a bit hit and miss, I have managed to get quite a lot done in the garden. I have managed to get some things sown, even got some more brassicas planted out, and I've done a bit of tidying up as well. We had some high winds earlier in the week and that took its toll on certain things, so I've had to get those tidied up. To be honest, even in October there's still so much to do, and I was thinking actually, one of the things I did this morning was I ordered most of my seeds for next year, most of my veg seeds anyway. So that was lovely, just sitting with a catalogue and looking through and looking at the varieties of things that I want to grow next year. And I got those ordered, and just as I was doing that I thought, you know, and I hate to do this to people, just when you hope you're going to get a rest. But you know, I'm still planting things out right now. There's still tidying up to do in the garden, there's new projects to do in the garden, and there's harvesting to do. So things are, you know, the way that I'm working anyway, there's still plenty to be doing. But it's not that long before we're starting to do things for next year. In fact, I already have, as you'll see later on in the video, I've got at least my first batch of garlic out, and there's more to go out this month, just once it arrives from the supplier. So that garlic is getting planted now with a view to it getting harvested next year. And I've been putting, as you've seen in previous videos, I'm putting some brassicas in that will do a bit of growing now, and then they will do the main part of the growing in the spring. But it's not too long before you'll be thinking about, you know, sowing onions. Now, I mean onions for not overwintering onions, if you know what I mean. I know that some people have already sown some overwintering onion seeds and or sets. I'm not doing that this year, but you're looking to the seeds that I'm going to sow for onions next year, you know, be potentially Boxing Day, or certainly sometime in January when I'll get those seeds in. So it's not too long, we're almost midway in October. So yeah, it's actually quite exciting because you can think now about what you're going to do next year, put your plans in place, think about the beds that you'll need, think about what's going to go in each bed that you already have. It's quite exciting really. And to be fair, I've not gone into that amount of detail in my planning yet, because there's still actually beds that I'm going to be creating. But I do know what I want to grow, and yeah, that's why I got those seeds ordered. So quite exciting times actually. But anyway, I have digressed. If you have already ordered your seeds, or you know the main crops that you're going to be growing this year, let me know. If there's any varieties that you recommend, also let me know, because I do take note of that. And whilst I have ordered the majority of my stuff, there's always scope for slotting the odd little thing in. So yeah, tell me any recommendations you might have, and tell me the sort of key players that you're going to be sowing next year, maybe even the things that you're going to sow, the varieties or the types of plant that you're going to be growing next year that you haven't grown this year. Anyway, let me show you what I've been doing this week, and also what I've been doing today, so that you can just see how how busy you can be in October. So we had some high winds a few days ago, and you can see that my poor sunflowers have finally succumbed. This big one has his head bowed down. This one, small head but very tall, hanging on in there, but yeah, struggling a bit. And then this one actually hasn't even opened yet, so I'm going to try and prop this one back up. The big one I'm going to chop and I'm going to dry. Look at the amount of seeds in there. I'll take some seeds out and give it to the chickens, see if they fancy having a munch on it. The one up there I will leave just now and try and prop it back up again, in the hope that it brings a little bit of its sunshine a little bit longer in the garden. Now this is a bit of an unkept area of the garden. As you can see, there's some brambles and discarded cloches and things behind me that, you know, I'm gradually working my way around the garden and tidying things up and whatever, but it does take time. But anyway, the three things I have in here that are of great success are these 3 pots. And these pots, I think I figured they were about 90 litres. And we actually got these at a charity shop, the Cancer Research charity shop, for $12.99 each, which I thought was an absolute steal. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I don't know how they'll do over the winter with frosts and such like. They're plastic, but we'll see. And I really had to get them because, you know, look at the amount of stuff that I've got growing in them. I have these, in this pot this is some winter leeks, and then there's a selection of things in the other 2. There's some perennials and there's also some edibles. So let me bring you in a bit closer and I'll show you what's in here. Okay, so in this pot we've got some parsley, so that's always good to have. There was a lettuce in there as well, but that's now eaten. And then other than that, we've got some petunias. We've got this, now what is this, the Veronica? Yeah, this is a Veronica, which I don't think will do it, well, won't do anything now. It flowers between June and August. So we'll get a nice show from that next year. We've got a grass, bull's blood perhaps. And then I think this is a wallflower. And then there's something else that I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. Darn. Anyway, so a bit of a variety there. Then over in this one, similar things are happening. So again, we've got lots of parsley. Here's a lettuce that's just a bit over now, but that's okay. I'll be giving that to the girls. And we've got a little turnip in there. Is that other one a turnip? No. And then from a perennial perspective, we've got this, which is Physostigia. You can see it looks lovely, and it did actually look great. You can see there's still some flowers on it. So that was beautiful this year already. Get that back in. And then we've got this guy over here, which is a Rudbeckia, a Goldstrom. So there's a Rudbeckia there. And then this, another unknown. Ooh, jings. Not quite sure what that one is. A couple of wee weeds there too. Oh no, it's not. What's that? That is something. That is something. What is that? What does that look like? It's definitely something. Is it an edible? Oh, I don't know. I didn't label everything in here, as you can tell. But I'll cut back some of the... Oh, what's this? Actually, I've forgotten about this one. This one is... Achillea, cloth of gold. So we'll get that next year flowering. So yeah, I'm really pleased with these pots. Shame about their surrounding area, but that will come. It will come. So just looking at them like this, they don't quite look the size they are, but they are really quite big pots. The leeks seem to be doing quite well in them. So, what's that? Bit of grass. Let's get that out. Yeah, so the leeks seem to be doing quite well. So we'll see how we get on with those. Well, it's not such a nice day today. It's raining, so I am hiding out in the chicken run at the moment. However, I do want to try and get some garlic out. Let me show you what I have just now. So I'm waiting on new garlic to sow being delivered sometime this month, and I think I've ordered 2 varieties of garlic and some elephant garlic. But while I'm waiting on that, I thought I would put in some of my own garlic cloves. So I believe these are Checkmate. I've sort of lost in the in the distance of time. I've sort of lost what they were. At one point I thought they were Casablanca, but I do think they're Checkmate, because I remember I had to think about how to spell them when I was writing a label a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I could look back, but anyway, doesn't really matter. They're a hard neck variety of garlic anyway, and I had a sort of modest harvest this year. I can't complain about it, but it wasn't like wow. But I thought I'll put some more of these in, because you know, when you do use your own seed of whatever, it's, you know, it's proven itself already in your garden. It's got used to it's proven that it can grow in your particular environment. So then you imagine that any seeds that you get from it, or in this case garlic cloves, then you think it's probably well suited to the environment. So I got, let me just show you. So I've chosen out of a couple of cloves. I went through a couple of cloves and I chose the biggest. Oh, that's not going to work. Hang on. Let's just tip this. There we go. I've chosen the biggest cloves, and I'm going to put these in a bed today.
Dance for me, easy tiger, easy, let your hair down. Come closer, let me see all your million faces and all your million mistakes. You don't need to hide. Come closer so that we can be together. Everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. We've earned perfect lips got me rushing, panting. I'm so lit, like lilies you open. The fragrance goes to my head, my darling. I get everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds.
Okay, so this bed had squash in it, so I imagine it's quite depleted where nutrients are concerned. So I've topped it up with some topsoil and popped in lots of fish blood and bone, and hopefully that'll do at least to get the garlic started. And I'll put some allium feed in later on, maybe in the springtime, when they really start growing. But for now, that should get them started, let them get the roots down, hopefully. And as you saw, Dottie can jump in this bed, so I'm going to have to add some higher wire around it so that she doesn't jump in and dig up all my garlic. Okay, I opted to put some netting over the top and attach it to the existing wire mesh around the base, and as you saw, Dottie was foiled and couldn't get in, so that's great news. So I now have my checkmate garlic, as far as I'm aware. I've got it safely sown in this bed, and yeah, I'll keep you updated as to how it gets on. And I think that's the rain just starting again, so I better head for cover. Look at those feathers hanging out. So here are my Greek Gigante beans, and you can see that the plant, certainly some of the plants are starting to die back. Others are okay at the minute, but it won't be too long. We're at the beginning of October, so it won't be too long before this starts dying back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off some of the pods that have the larger beans in. I'm not going to wait on them drying, because actually, to be fair, I don't think they're going to get much of a chance to dry up here in Scotland. They might just go mouldy. So I'll take some of the bigger pods off, and we'll let the smaller ones see if they can grow a bit bigger, and I'll dry the beans in the house. So not all of the pods are very, really long, but what I'm just going to do is have a feel if there's some beans in, and then I'm going to just take them off and take them indoors. At the back here I can see, for example, this one that's starting to get a bit tatty looking, and I can feel distinct beans in there. I'll show you actually. There you go. So that's the sort of pod I'm looking for just now. Okay, here's my first picking. I'll just shell those and let you see what they look like. I'm a bit disappointed. As I start rooting about, you can see there's a lot of the plant just dying off now. And I've still got loads of pods, but they're not very big at the minute. So, we'll see what else I get. Bit frustrating because there's loads and loads and loads. Well, these are not going to come to anything, I don't think. But there's a lot of big ones that just need a little bit more time. So, well, you know, I may end up with some slightly less than gigantic gigantes. We shall see. Okay, I've podded that lot, and oh yeah, some gorgeous beans. Gorgeous, gorgeous beans. So some of them I'll dry and put in jars, and hopefully I've got a lot more than this when I get some others off the plants. So some of them I'll put in jars, dried, and some of them I will, well, I'll dry, but I'll keep them aside for next year's seed. Right, I'm pleased to say I finally harvested my first gorgeous crimson plum tomato. There's another one here that will ripen in the house. The rest are still not ready to come off the plant, so fingers crossed we manage to get some more. I've also got a few more peppers, some sun gold and some Ailsa Craig tomatoes. And I've got some of these nice beetroot as well. Now I'm going to get some carrots, I hope. So this is a pot of Nantes 5 or Nantes 5 or however you say it. And it went in 3rd of March, so should be able to get, well, I've already had some harvests. Let's see what we've got. There we go, very nice. In a 30-litre pot. There we go, nice, 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 nice. Let's get this one, since it's showing itself. These are great, actually. Oh, split. Never mind. Still be able to use it. Darn it. Okay. Shall we just empty this pot? Because they're probably all ready to come out. There we go. Looks like a wee tiny there. Whoops. A couple of smaller ones. But I think I'm on a roll now. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. This feels big, does it? No, just thick. Couple more. Tiddlies. Right. There we go. Shame about this one. It was a corker. But plenty of carrots to be getting on with. Now I have a few more pots that will need a couple more months, I think, before I can harvest them, but we'll see how they go. I may bring them into the polytunnel to help them get out of the weather. I think one of them at least is called Eskimo, so it's okay in the inclement weather. Here in the veggie pod, there's a few things that I put in as sort of later sowings. I think July, maybe August actually. And one of these things are these Stanley, excuse the noise, Stanley dwarf green beans. And I'm going to get a little harvest off them today, which is fantastic. As you can see, a nice size of bean. This will do perfectly with my shepherd's pie tonight. So I wasn't expecting great things, but you know, the odd little harvest here and there is going to be super. Might get another 1 or 2 harvests. Hang on, I'm just rooting about here. That'll do. Maybe you. Oh, okay, it's a handful, but that will go perfectly as a single portion with my cottage pie. I was just checking on the, oh, hello Dottie, checking on the turnip in here, and I notice that one of them has been munched, so I'm going to harvest, I think. Let's see. That's a great little turnip. That's a nice wee size. Let's see what else we've got. That's quite small, that one. That one's been munched. That's annoying. I'll maybe leave that one. And that's quite wee. Let's just, better I get them. Oh, quite jaggy. So they're little, but I'll use these. Yes. And I'll leave those other 2 along with the eaten one. And, in case Ratty or whomever it is comes back. There we are. Little snowball turnip. Well, I hope you enjoyed having a look at my week in the garden and the various bits and pieces that I got done. How are you getting on in yours? Have you got stuff to do? Is there stuff preying on your mind? And, you know, have you got a list of things as long as your arm that you want to get done? Or are you the sort of person that's just chilling out a bit more and taking things as it comes? Or even have you shut up shop now, so to speak, and are waiting till the spring? Let me know. I'd love to hear. The one good thing about this time of year is that things tend to be less fraught. There tends to be more time to do things, and you don't have the fairly rigid timetable that you do have in the spring when you're trying to get things done. And for that, I am grateful, because I always have lots to do. Anyway, I will call a halt now. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.